Now I'm gonna roll into a little shaved zucchini salad, which just screams summer to me. You can see I shaved some of this zucchini. I have zucchini and yellow squash. I'm doing it with a mandolin. You could obviously do it with a knife too. I'm cutting this into ribbons. You could cut them into rounds, whatever you're most comfortable with. If you're using a mandolin, be incredibly careful. They are sharp. If you need to wear a guarded glove or use a guard, use one.
Can you change the thickness on a mandolin, or is it set?
Oh, you can, Liv. See, there's these little things right here, and you can make it thinner or thicker.
Pretty cool.
The other thing is too, guys, is zucchini doesn't cost $1 bazillion. When you get to the point of the zucchini where you start getting a little nervous, like this very top part, you could move on to the next one. I mean, don't feel like you got to get every single morsel and cut yourself.
Do zucchini and yellow squash taste the same?
They're a little bit different, you know, same family, slightly different variety. To me, the yellow squash is just a touch on the sweeter side, but again, it's minimal. It's more of a color variance than anything else, but I think they're just a touch more sweet. All right, so we're gonna make our vinaigrette for our shaved zucchini. This is cider vinegar, a couple tablespoons. Putting in a little bit of maple syrup just for some sweetness. Not really a summer ingredient, but I just like it with zucchini, so there you go. Some lemon. So 2 forms of acid here. We have both the lemon and the cider vinegar. Good pinch of salt. And a little bit of cracked black pepper. And then we're just gonna whisk this with a good amount of extra virgin olive oil. Again, dressing 2 to 1. So we see how much acidity is in there. We're gonna double the amount of oil and we have vinaigrette. Now the other things that go in this dressing, I have some toasted almonds. We're gonna add those to our dressing. I also have some cannellini beans. Now I used canned cannellini beans here, a little bit of a cheat. Sometimes I cook them dry, sometimes I use canned. Get a good brand, rinse them very well, and those are going in.
Why are you supposed to rinse them before you use them?
When you open a can of beans, you ever see all that stuff that's on them?
Yeah, that liquid.
That liquid, it's just a little funky to me. I rinse them really good. It takes some of that salty brininess off, and that kind of I just don't like the way that stuff looks. So we mix this together, and this is like almost like a bean and almond salad at this point. And then we're gonna take some fresh basil, and you can see this came right out of our garden. I am having a monster basil year.
Yeah, I see it from here.
Basil is exploding. Everyone is getting pesto for Christmas.
That's a great idea. I hope I'm on the list.
You're always on the list, buddy. We're gonna put just one quick pass, rough chop on this basil. And then I'm gonna mix this all together and just let it hang out. The zucchini is gonna break down a little bit, which will be nice. It'll kind of soften it up as everything else is coming together. So this is all tossed. Look at that, gorgeous. We're gonna put our zucchini on top.
Would you put any other nuts in there if you didn't like almonds?
Yeah, walnuts, pecans, pistachios. Do you have a favorite?
I mean, my favorite actually is almonds, so that's a terrible question.
That's not a terrible question because people at home might not like it. And also, if people at home have a nut allergy, you could omit the nuts and this would still be a delicious salad. The rest of this, so I kind of put in half and toss it, and then I go with the second half. I was gonna do this very cutesy with tongs and stuff. The reality of it is the 2 best tongs I have are my hands. They're always clean. I'm gonna toss this, set it aside, clean my hands again, and then move on to my next task. I love a raw vegetable salad. They're easy to put together. They have tons of texture, tons of flavor.
Yeah, it's crunching, but it also absorbed that beautiful vinaigrette. Love it.
All right, Lizzie, veg is almost done. Just finishing up the last of this onion. And this is the base of that avocado salad with the cranch. Also, I'm gonna just open up the grill because my tri-tip is ready. Our cake is finished. So I'm just gonna let it kind of chill out here. Now, first of all, the cranch.
Wait,
Yes.
so remind me, what's cranch?
Cranch is basically the love child of Caesar and ranch dressing.
That's an amazing description.
The best of both worlds.
The best of both
And
worlds. So we have the tomatoes. We have the sliced cucumbers, red onion. I'm pretty much going equal parts tomatoes, cucumbers, onion, avocado.
See.
So those go in. And you could just hit those with a little bit of the zest and juice of a lime,
Okay.
some extra virgin olive oil, and some salt and pepper, and then just pick these leaves of the cilantro and drop those in there too.
Okay.
All right, Lizzie, so for the cranch, I'm gonna start with the Caesar. So I'm just gonna give this anchovy a bit of a head start and give it a mince. I have 2 anchovies here. So in our wooden Caesar bowl back here, I'm gonna put the anchovy. I'm also going to give this garlic a little bit of a smash. Mince that up. That goes in our bowl. I'm gonna put a nice pinch of kosher salt in here. So you just rub this at the bottom of the bowl, and it seasons the bowl and it helps break it up with the fork. 2 egg yolks, a little bit of lemon juice. I'm just going to squeeze Parmesan. And then we're just gonna put some extra virgin oil in there and make an emulsion, bring these things together where it almost turns into a mayonnaise-y paste.
Ooh, that looks good.
With the egg yolk, the acidity of the lemon actually helps kind of cook the egg yolk a little bit too.
You want to use a good quality egg though.
Yeah, 1/2 cup of sour cream. So I have a cup of buttermilk in here. So 2 parts buttermilk to 1 part sour cream. Now that is mixed up. To that, I'm going to add quite a bit of cracked black pepper. We're using a lot of the herbs you find in ranch. So I'm going chives, flat leaf parsley, dill, tarragon, pinch of salt, and a couple shakes of Worcestershire. I mean, look at the cranch, huh? So
good.
you could see there, it looks a little ranchy, but it has the depth of the anchovies in there, the Parmesan cheese. It is cranch and it is spectacular. So I need to get my avocados on the grill. I'm gonna hit these with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of kosher salt. I'm gonna put them directly over the coals on the grill and grill them for about a minute or 2, just to kind of soften them up a touch and give them some of that charry, smoky flavor. All right, so these came off the grill. You can see they have a nice little char on them. You don't have to cut these. Just take your spoon and chunk them right into your cranch. When we get these all done, I am going to mix it with the rest of my salad and we'll be ready to rock. Those avocados, what do you think?
I think it's incredible. And that lime juice and olive oil sort of softened the bitiness of the onion. Really good.
When you say California, I immediately think of avocado. So this is perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
So good.
Herbaceous potato salad with bacon. I started cutting my potatoes. I'm just gonna finish these up real quick. Any kind of potato would do, just make sure that they are uniform when you cut them, and then that way they will all cook at the same time. All right, potatoes. I'm gonna drizzle them with some extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna put in a 4-finger pinch of salt, little bit of cracked black pepper. So this way it's just one less pan. I could cook these right in this foil packet. Potatoes are gonna go in the middle. And then we're just gonna start bundling this up on all 4 sides to seal it. Like so. We're gonna put in some water, and this is gonna help these potatoes steam as they cook. And then I'm gonna put them right over the direct heat on the grill. These are gonna take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the size. It's a little hotter back there, so I'm gonna put them there. I love bacon in my potato salad, so we're gonna cut up this thick bacon into like large dice or large lardoons. And I'm gonna add these to a pan. I've had this pan going over the heat the entire time. I'm putting a little oil in the pan, and that's just to kind of start the bacon so it's crispy. We're just gonna cook this bacon till it's nice and crispy. So I'm putting it in the hot pan. You could hear the sizzle there. Remember, we are cooking it crispy. All right, what do you got going?
Well, I'm gonna start on the dressing for the potato salad.
Okay.
So it's just a basic mayonnaise-based dressing. So I've got my mayonnaise in the bowl. I'm gonna put some apple cider vinegar, a little bit of mustard, like, you know, a teaspoon or so. And the Dijon, you know, it just gives it a little brightness.
A little acidity, a little pop.
Exactly.
There you go.
Do you want a zest? I know how you like to zest.
Oh, I don't, you know, I'm a zester
You're a
from
pro.
way back.
I know. And then I'm just gonna squeeze it. Okay. A little salt and pepper. pepper. So
Oh, see, I like
this
yours
is
'cause
not,
it's loose.
it is. It's a very loose sort of dressing.
So look at these, Liz. So they've been going for about 20 something minutes, but they're nice and tender. The liquid has evaporated. They're seasoned.
Oh, they're nice and hot.
Yeah, they still have good temperature to
Yeah, I'm
them.
gonna pop them in there.
No potato
on,
left
babies.
behind.
Now we're gonna put all these herbs and celery and
I have scallion, parsley,
fat leaf.
dill, and celery.
I love a little crunch. That looks amazing
Yeah,
so far.
so
And then
good.
when those herbs get in there,
To that, we're gonna add our crunchy
Crisp
bacon,
bacon.
scallions, celery, parsley, dill, everybody in the pool.
okay.
So, Lizzie, look at
Guys.
how beautiful and herbaceous this potato
It
salad is,
turned a lovely color.
right? It's creamy, but not overly creamy,
It's
fresh.
nice and tangy too.
It's perfect. A pretty classic pasta salad. Garlic, microplane, very thin. This is the start of the dressing. Red wine vinegar in with the garlic. Nice pinch of salt in with the garlic. About a 4-finger pinch. About 4 turns of the pepper mill. Now I'm gonna add some fresh herbs to the situation. I'm gonna put the oregano in now because it's a heartier herb. It kind of releases flavor slower. And then I'll finish with basil and a little bit of flat leaf parsley. I'm giving this a little finer cut than I usually do with herbs. Just gonna make sure I give the board a good scrape so I make sure I get any of those oils that may have came out of the herb into our dressing. That goes in. And now we're just gonna start to whisk with our sour cream. So the first thing is we have the oregano, the salt, pepper, the red wine vin. Sour cream is gonna add a tartness to this, but it's also gonna add a very nice creamy mouthfeel to our pasta salad. So we whisk that in. 1 part acid, which is our vinegar, 2 parts fat, which is our olive oil, and you have a vinaigrette. Okay. So now we have the orecchiette. When you think of pastas that are with sauces, when the sauce is hearty, the pasta is hearty. So, Liv, the more delicate the sauce, the more delicate the noodle. So this looks a little soupy now, but it's gonna absorb that sauce. So I'm gonna set this to the side. Got a good amount of knife work here to do. So we're just gonna get going on that. The basil and the flat leaf parsley are gonna go in at the end. So I'm gonna dice the onion. So for a dice, cut it in half. We leave the root side on. We go through with the knife, spin it so the root's facing away from us, straight down, 90% of the way to the root. And then we just go away and we have this perfect little dice. All right, cucumber. You know, we wanna kind of keep everything around the same size here, so I'm gonna quarter these. And then we'll put like a square kind of dice situation on these. And just like that,
Are those cherry tomatoes?
these are cherry tomatoes from the garden. I'm just splitting them in half. They are like sugar bombs. They're so sweet. Now everything is in our tomato salad other than those fresh herbs. We'll get this tossed, add the herbs at the very end before we serve it. Could you put the fresh herbs with the pasta salad? We got a nice
Yes.
handful of basil there and a nice handful of flat leaf parsley.
I still love it, but I love it more.
Grilled summer vegetables with a little tahini dipping sauce. So I have all these beautiful vegetables from the garden. All right, now watch how easy this sauce comes together. So in the bowl, we have tahini. Tahini is just like ground sesame. It's almost like, think of sesame peanut butter. To that, I'm gonna add some ice water. This kind of helps long-term fluff this up a little bit. And also when you add liquid to tahini, it seizes. So this is just kind of getting it ready for the season. The ice water just helps with all of that. We're gonna use the juice of 1 lemon, a little bit of sesame oil. And I'm just pouring everything through here because it's set up. And depending on how much heat you want, anywhere from a 1/2 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of Aleppo. Pinch of salt, little bit of cracked black pepper, and we just start whisking this up. And it's gonna seem very loose right now, but it will tighten up as it sits. I'm gonna start cutting my veg, and the key here is uniformity, because that way they cook evenly. If you get random sizes, you're gonna be in trouble. So we're gonna grab our eggplant first. I'm gonna get these on the grill first because these take the longest to grill. I like to just do these in half when I grill them, and I just run my knife through them and make a little hatch in there. It's gonna allow the olive oil to permeate it a little bit. Then we're gonna season these up. So extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper. These are gonna go on the grill. Now, the grill setup here is not offset. We have all the coals in the middle of the grill because we are grilling over direct heat. We're not gonna put the lid down. We're just gonna get these on here on top of these. So you wanna build that fire about 45 minutes early, let those coals go white, then you get that nice gentle heat, and you don't have to worry about flare-ups. These baby zucchini and yellow squash, we are just gonna split in half. There's already some olive oil, salt, and pepper on here from the eggplant. So you could just run these through the pool, and these are gonna be seasoned up. And then this is gonna go on the grill because these take the second amount of most time to cook.
Do different colored peppers taste different?
1,000,000,000%. Like, I love red pepper and golden peppers. I personally like green peppers, but some people despise them. They're just totally different flavor profiles. So these pans are great. If you like to grill these like slotted pans like this, because now I don't have to worry about the flip so much. I could put these in the pan, they're still gonna take on the heat, but I don't have to pick them off individually. So pans like this work really well. Look at that. These are just about ready. I'm gonna start flipping them as we go to break. All right, so grilling away.
That looks amazing.
They were over the hot heat and I pulled them off. I made a tahini sauce. I wanna put a little bit of Greek yogurt in it. I just think it's gonna smooth it out a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go like pretty much equal parts yogurt and tahini, and then just give me a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil.
All right.
It just feels beautiful.
One more.
Perfect. I'm gonna put that right there. Oh, does that look good?
Doesn't it? Those are gorgeous.
All right, zucchini with a little bit of that tahini yogurt sauce. You can see the vegetables still have some nice texture to them. They have that light smokiness of the grill, the salt, the pepper, the olive oil. There you go.